Only 9 states allow concealed weapons in their state capitals. Wisconsin may be next. Thanks for joining us. I'm Eric Franke.
And I'm Sarah Carlson. Lawmakers say the Department of Administration is expected to announce that concealed weapons will be allowed under the dome. News 3's Theo Keith went digging into where Wisconsin would stack up.
The governor, Eric and Sarah, isn't saying what his administration will decide, but if Wisconsin does become part of a minority of states allowing guns in the seat of government, Scott Walker says that's not dangerous.
There are plenty of states that have access in public buildings. They have not had problems with that, and we don't anticipate any problems here in Wisconsin.
And Wisconsin makes 10 if the Walker administration decides to let people pack heat under the dome. 9 mostly southern and western states already allow guns in their capitals. Neighboring Minnesota is on the list. 2 of those states have metal detectors. Wisconsin does not. Another requires law enforcement consent to carry.
It scares me to death.
Capitol protester Katie Reeder doesn't want concealed carry legal anywhere, especially not in a building known nationwide for recent anger.
That's what scares me, to have the people who aren't trained, don't have that judgment, and there's just too much pent-up rage.
She says it's an odd thought if protesters are barred from displaying signs in legislative chambers but could start concealing guns.
I don't want to think that there are guns right there next to me, or on the floor for that matter.
As for the Assembly and Senate, both chambers will need to make up their own rules. Assembly leaders staying silent on what they'll decide, but senators are already sparring over what to do.
Personally, I don't have a problem with the Senate being wide open, but I know ultimately that's not what the policy is going to look like, because we do have people on the opposite end as well.
I didn't want him in the Capitol.
Republican Senate President Mike Ellis breaks with his party, says he opposes weapons anywhere under the dome. He concedes he probably isn't getting his way, but says no one's getting into his office with a gun.
Sections of this bill allow us to prevent them in certain instances. It's in the bill. There's no inconsistency.
It will be up to individual lawmakers to allow them in their offices. You saw Mike Ellis. He seems to have his mind made up. Senate leaders say a committee may vote Friday on allowing weapons on the floor, but not in the gallery. They call that a compromise.
And what about the Assembly? What are they saying?
Well, a source there tells us that leaders will pursue rules allowing concealed carry throughout the chamber, including in the gallery. That means Assembly and Senate rules may end up different.
And of course, concealed carry goes into effect on Tuesday, something we'll continue to cover. Theo, thank you very much.
You bet.